Jujutsu Kaisen is just one of the best new gen mangas and animes for real, bro. Sukuna is on a generational run, running the gauntlet, and things is just getting crazier chapter by chapter by chapter by chapter by chapter, and I am here for it. What's up, it's your boy Rari, and we are back with another manga video. This is actually a special because I'll be covering two back to back because I have not read the latest two manga chapters. I've been working a lot and been taking some care of things on the side. I've been trying to get a lot of videos together and editing and streaming and stuff, so I actually haven't been caught up on it. Even stayed away from leaks because I'm like, man, I don't need no spoils and stuff, so I didn't stay off TikTok, all that. You already know what to do. Leave a like and comment, you know what I'm saying. And if you're new, subscribe to that channel and hit that bell to stay updated. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. I don't even want to hold y'all. We start off with chapter 260, and as you guys know, rest in peace to the GOAT Chozo, man. Definitely on some Big Brother stuff. But we start the chapter off with that boy Todo and his Boogie Woogie revised. So as we know, he had lost his arm versus his fight with Mito, but it seems that he gotten something to a verbe slap, so it's like to replace his arm, which I think now, well, I think that's probably how Yuta actually was able to cut off Kenjaku's head, because I think it was a sound that was made back in, that's how he was able to get behind him. I think that's exactly what it is. That's my speculation. I could be wrong. But we start off with Boogie Woogie revised. And that's when Sukuna and Iditori both say that is a verber slap, is a percussion instrument consisting of a ball connected to a wooden box with a metal piece inside. The player taps the ball to rattle the metal, thereby generating a unique sound. Really, definitely a boogie woogie for real. So he goes on and he hits it, and as he hits it, and we get a narration. It says Todo replaced his lost left hand with a verba slap and changed the condition for acting boogie woogie from a clap to a metal piece hitting a wooden box. This way he became able to perform approximately 50 position swaps per second. So we then go on and see them swap between Sukuna and Iditori. So Iditori says, Sukuna, Todo, and I are continuously switching places as if on a roulette wheel. See, like a true boogie woogie. So he hits it again, and both Sukuna and Iditori looks at each other. And as they go on to battle, Todo goes on and slaps it again, and then they go on and attack Sukuna. Todo kicks him, and Yuji punches him. Sukuna is taken back, but then it goes on to say, furthermore, by entering a bonding vow, limiting the number of swaps per strike on the verba slap, Todo can select multiple curse technique targets and expand the effective range. With the Kotsu's help, he adjusted his curse technique in Lake Gosho Colony, then helped his peers inside Malevolent Shrine escape the domain and get away from the center of destruction. I think I'm actually right. I think that's exactly how he was able to help Yuta and stuff like that too. We continue on. Sukuna says, among sorcerers, this one goes about things his own way, at his own pace, which makes him difficult to beat down. Then he says, to be honest, he showed up at the worst time. But my dog Todo usually shows up at the best time. You know what I'm saying? My dog comes up when you need him the most, every single time. So then we go on and he uses it again to switch Sukuna, Iditori, and his position again. They go on to continue in the battle. Todo jumps up, and then as he jumps up, Sukuna jumps back. Then Todo says to himself, he jumped in midair. It doesn't matter that I don't know how, I just need to know that he can. Which is technically kind of true. He's just like, man, I don't know how he did it, I just know that he did. So as the battle goes on, we see Iditori jumps in the battle, and we see he grabs a rock and he throws it. As he's throwing it to Sukuna, Todo goes on and uses his technique again, and then he switches places with the rock and goes on to attack Sukuna and lands a kick. Then the battle continues between Sukuna and Iditori. Sukuna grabs Iditori's face, and it looks like he is going to use cleave, or I think he's just grabbing his face to throw him. Todo realizes this, and he goes on to use the sound again. And I'm noticing that the little strands that they're showing right there is basically the sound that is using to make to kind of show that's what he's doing, and that's what he's making. So he uses it again, and Iditori strikes Sukuna to the stomach. Then Sukuna goes on to attack Iditori back as Sukuna is attacking him. Todo uses his clap again with Boogie Woogie, and all three of them standing facing each other. Sukuna says, if he can freely adjust the maximum and minimum numbers of swap per tap, then it's practically impossible to get used to Boogie Woogie. But there's just one point where I can accurately read the timing of the shifting positions. So Todo goes on to use it again, and Itadori hits Sukuna and sends him flying into the wall. God damn, bro. So as Sukuna is getting blown back through the wall, it says, and this point is now when the boy is at maximum concentration. Bro, like, do we not realize that it's always like a 3-point view, point of view? It was just like this with Mito, Yuji, and Todo. Now look at the boys. Them boys just be cooking for real. So he says he'll faint out with swapping even if he taps the instrument. He says that's when I strike. So as Itadori goes into strike, we then see it looks like May's crow comes through, and then he says changing positions with one of that woman's crows. I misread the situation. So as he goes in, Todo hits the verba slap, I'm sorry. And Itadori charges up. I believe it was going to be a Black Flash. Hold on now. But it turns out there was no swap. A trick within a trick within a trick. Todo is just... I love Todo, bro. Please don't let my dog die. Please don't. I love Todo too much. And Itadori locks in. And what I say, that boy goes on and he hits Sukuna with a Black Flash. Bro, this man got the collard greens, yams, chicken, baked beans, mashed potatoes. Boy is on a feast. He is eating. You feel what I'm saying? And then Yuji clinches him, and then he goes on, and then it looks like he goes on and he tears out his stomach, like his tongue, to where so he can do more curse techniques, I'm pretty sure. So as he does that, Sukuna is going to does his hand like Gojos, and I'm pretty sure he's going to do a domain expansion, because it says Sukuna is highly efficient with cursed energy. So even with cursed energy reduced to Yuta Okotsu's level, it's possible for him to open a domain countless times as long as he restores the burnt out curse technique. And as I said, he was going to call out a domain expansion, but he is shocked because he says, then Sukuna saw a ghost of immense strength who he had buried with his own hands. Dog, is that Gojo? No way. Bruh, nah, bruh. There's no way this can be Gojo, bruh. There is no way this can be Gojo. There's no way this can be Gojo. How? Bro. This chapter is crazy. Like, this chapter is crazy for real, because there is no way this could be Gojo, bro. Like, he buried with his own hands. Like, we saw Gojo split in half. Like, there's no way you can come back from that. But we're going to go ahead and go into chapter 261. So we're going to go ahead and see. So we follow off with the last chapter where it was Yutatori attacking Sukuna. So now that I see a much clearer and better picture, it's not that he hit him in his stomach. He has struck him in his chest. And then he says, I'm going to crush his heart, as he is screaming out after he's remembering Chozo, which was, to me, is such memorable, because when he called Chozo big brother at the end, bro, I know that meant so much to him, bro. Like, even though he ain't hear it, I know it would have. As I said, Yuji says he's going to crush his heart, and then he says after that, and that's when Sukuna goes on to release another domain expansion. But then we see who is supposedly Gojo, and then and I still can't get over that. And Sukuna says, shocked, it can't be, that's impossible, which really it can't be. So as we see in the dust clear up, we see that he has the marks of Kenjaku. What? No way. Shocked, Sukuna shocked laughs, and as he's laughing, he says, now I get it. As he strikes away Yuji, he says, sorry I took you lightly. He stands and says, I didn't think you were capable of doing that. Yuta Okotsu? That's Yuta? I apologize too, bro. I was not familiar with your game, homie. Oh, wait a minute. How did he even know that was Yuta though? Like, hold on. So, cause now I gotta read this next panel, bro. Cause no way. We get to the next one. Maki says no, out of the question. Hikari says no because of the conditions. But Yuta says no. But if we're all dead and the world's screwed, then just do whatever you want. Which I don't know who says that, so I can't really say. Panda says if Satoru loses and dies, Rika would consume Kenjaku and copy his curse technique for transplanting brains, and then Yuta will use Sotoru's body to fight. That would improve our chances, but Kusakabe says, can't we copy the limitless curse technique from Gojo's corpse? Then it says, using limitless requires 6 eyes. Then he says, then we copy 6 eyes. It says 6 eyes ain't a curse technique, it's an inborn ability, so we can't copy it. Shoko asking, did he want a cigarette? That is so funny. I don't even blame him at this situation and point. Maki says, copy will only last the 5 minutes that Rika fully manifests. Then what happens to you, Yuta? Yuta says, I don't know. So here is dang, I can't even think of her name at the moment. That's a shame. But either way it goes, she says, here's my best guess. 1. If Kenjaku's curse technique functions constantly or at regular intervals, you will be unable to sustain your body or soul and you'll die. 2. If the curse technique functions irregularly, you won't die right away, but you'll die eventually. 3. If the curse technique activates only once, then you'll be able to use limitless even after 5 minutes. And another possibility is that after changing bodies, you'll lose your curse technique and you'll be forced to live in Gojo's body. Then it says, I won't deny it's the last resort. Even if copy doesn't fully manifest, I can use it in my domain. First, I'll fight in my domain, and then if I don't win, I'll take Gojo Sensei's body. Maki says, don't act like it's already been decided. And then we say, I think it's Yuta who's saying this, but I hear I'm pretty pissed off right now. So I'm guessing it's definitely Yuta with everybody saying, huh. He says, tactically, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to figure it out. He says, tactically, there's no way around it. Sure, tactically, but is it ethical? Then Yuta says, what does that even mean? He says, we're taking on Ryumen Sukuna, the greatest sorcerer in history. We shouldn't hesitate to abandon our own humanity to win. Is becoming a monster really that scary? With Maki saying, you're too important to us. With Maki saying Salmon, which infuriates Yuta even more. He says, what about Gojo Sensei? Wasn't he important? We always let him be the monster. With Gojo Sensei gone, someone has to do it. With the looks on everyone's faces, which I completely agree with, because I don't think people realize people use Gojo as so much as a strength, bro. Like, it's right here is kind of like they didn't really care about him that much. Like, genuinely, I think Yuta, Geto, Yuji were the ones who really cared for him the most. In the principal too, I think he cared for him a bit as well. But I am like, because a lot of people use Gojo for his strength and his body and stuff like that. Like, I say now, like, even after his death, like, as you can see, that's what they really want. Like, even his body is just, that's how important and valuable he is. But then but it's like they're not looking at him as important as they should. But continuing on, sorry. Yuta says, if no one else has the guts to do it, then I'll be the monster. Shift to with him talking to Gojo before the fight. He says, so if you die, I'm taking your body. Why do you look so angry about it? Something wrong? Gojo says, nah, I don't plan on losing, but who cares what happens to your body after you die? He says, it just bugs me that Shoko didn't object. And she says, okay by me, which kind of proves into my point, to where it's like she was just trying to say, oh, I was there and all that type of stuff like that. But it's kind of like, no one really is kind of really even showing that much that they even care about him like that. But versus how it was just like that with Yuta. So Yuta says, by the way, I heard I have Fujiwara blood. Didn't you say Sugawara? Gojo says, yeah, you and I are distant relatives, but weren't the Sugawara and Fujiwara at each other's throats? He says, then maybe Yuro was mistaken. Who knows, maybe both of us are right, with a question mark. Gojo says, what I'm saying is that you may have been born from a higher family than me, so if you don't succeed spectacularly, it'll look bad. He says, like I always say, start by getting precise control of your cursed energy. With Yuta's funny face. I'm sorry, bro, but really, these are the real ones who really care for him, bro. For real, for real. So Gojo says, all right, everyone, scram. Maki says, no. Maki with an angry face that says fish flakes. And Panda says, I'm coming too. Gojo says, come on. I know we're all sorcerers, but I'd rather not expose students to a scene with excessive gore, especially since I don't think it's the right way to handle this. But Even if I lose to Sukuna, as long as everyone in this room bites the dust, old man Kukakanje stands at the top of the true Jujutsu headquarters, so there won't be a mess like what happened after Shibuya. And then he says, get going, would you? And they was trying to say, no, I'm staying, with him saying, But right here is where I say Gojo cared for everyone, but it's like, bro, look at how he's like, I don't want to expose y'all to all this stuff. I want y'all to leave. Like, it's so much details that I think people may overlook. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like it's such a very important detail. Stop trying to be the monster all on your own. That's what I mean. Yeah, so see, this is what I mean. Yuta cares so much for him, bro. And like everyone else ain't really care for him as much like that. So Gojo says, as he's walking in, I can't do that. That day I was left behind, so I have to catch up. So he said, so we get to another panel where honestly I don't fully understand my curse technique. Did he just make pudding? But, oh, this is the friend from early on that knew Yuji early on in the Culling games. Okay. He says, it's like I increase my sugar level and transform it to physical form. Then I get hypoglycemic and lightheaded. And then usually eating it is like, it's sweet. And then dude is like, how can you eat that? And then he's like, Shoko says, can you infuse another person with that sugar content? And he was like, yeah, I bet I can. He says, so Shoko says, Amai, you'll be assisting me and Nita on the medical team. You'll help compensate for the brain expending all its sugar while the curse technique is in use. And he says, got it. But don't overdo it. Collapsing from elevated glucose level would defeat the purpose. Bro, I'm sorry, but it's his face because he's like literally seeing, he's like, what the is this? What did I just get myself into? What is this, bro? So he says, due to my curse technique, his condition won't worsen, but I haven't healed him. Like Gojo, his body split in half. This has surpassed the capacity of my curse technique, and even Okotsu's reverse curse technique. Bro, this is crazy because this was Yuta. So he's just looking at this like, bro, who is this Sukuna dude, bro? He is packing everybody. But Yuta says, thanks to Rika, I'm still conscious, but I'm at my limit. He says, Eri, I'll do it. Or rather, there's no choice. So she says, I've finished surgerying Gojo's body. Once you transfer yourself, you use reverse curse technique at maximum to apply the finishing touches. She says, Amai, you'll assist. And then he says, sorry, it's with my right hand. Dang, bro. Then we jump back to Yuta and Sukuna, bro. They both go on to release a domain expansion. He says, Satoru Gojo had already found the answer to Ryomen Sukuna's barrierless domain. And then he goes on and uses the Unlimited Void versus Malevolent Shrine. Bro, look at this. This is so crazy, bro. Dog, Sukuna is just cheesing, bro. Like, he is just, like, happy right now, bro. And when he gets happy, oh, man. Call the ambulance, but not for me. That's how it seems like to me. And that is the end of the chapter for 261. This was a very, very good back-to-back special. I know I messed up a little bit in between with some words. And like I said, I busted my lip. So it's like I've been trying to constantly lick them. So they went getting away and stuff like that. And I apologize to y'all for that. But this chapter was a banger, bro. This is why I say Jujutsu Kaisen is one of my favorite new gen, bro. It throws away all of that friendship and it's like, man, this is the type of stuff I'll resort to, man. It shows me a lot about how much Yuji them really did care for Gojo compared to everyone else, even though Gojo cared and looked out for others, because Gojo could have did the same thing and no one would have been able to stop him. But it's like even after death, he was just that much valuable. His power and stuff like that was just that much valuable that they had to use it. Now I would love to hear everybody's takes. I would love to hear what everybody think of the chapter, what they think is the next chapter going to be. I'm gonna tell you what though, the next chapter better not be we getting back to Hikari versus Urami, because we could have got that like 10 chapters ago. Okay, we could have got that 10 chapters ago. That's all I'm saying. we don't need all that now. We already at peak right now. We don't need nothing in it going with the flow. Cause I promise you, I'm gonna be feeling like that one Ronald McDonald video when he was like, "What are you looking at?" Like that's how I'm gonna feel. Cause why do that now? You know what I mean? So, man, I want to say I personally think this is what I think. I don't think one Yuta is gonna die. If like even if Copy does for the 5 minutes, I don't think he's gonna die. Because the reason I say that is because Kenjaku, when he switches, he is able to use his other people's curse techniques, as in the person who he took over for Yuji's mom, the gravity, anti-gravity. So and he had countless techniques. So no, I don't think that he, after those 5 minutes, he's gonna die. I just don't think he'll probably be able. So I think it's probably, I don't think he would lose his copy technique. I just think, and I know for a fact he's not gonna die, but I do know the soul still resides in the body. Cause like when Getu had tried to choke himself when Kenjaku was taking over, so I don't think the soul is gone. But I will say I don't think Yuta's gonna die, but I do think maybe a condition probably may come across that we may see. But it's just so exciting, man. I just can't wait for the next chapter. So you guys let me know what y'all think, man. What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? What y'all looking forward to? What y'all think gonna happen? And what was y'all most favorite part of the chapter? Well, 2 chapters actually, because I covered both of them, but y'all probably already seen the last one. But yeah, so that's it with the video, man. You guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel if y'all ain't new, and comment down what y'all thought, man. And we have some more videos and some more stuff coming, man, so continue that, man. And yeah, your boy Rari is out. Be safe. Peace.